Good afternoon, everyone. It's 25 to 4 here in West London on Tuesday the 22nd of December 27. As usual, we're looking at VectorVest US running in real time. Market's been up now for the floor's been open for an hour. All the trends on VectorVest are up, and as you can see, the advances slightly ahead of that of the declines. The Dow is off a little bit. The last time I looked, the S&P was fairly flat, so a flat day so far after that big reversal day that we had yesterday. VectorVest advocates buying safe undervalued stocks that are rising in price at this time. The trend is still in place. We're still in this mega overbought situation. Buy sell ratio got to 5 and the MTI at 1.66. those are mega overbought positions. So let's just have a little look, and I'm going to go straight to the S&P. That's the S&P, folks. Yesterday, as you can see, it sold off very hard at the open, found support here, and has moved up quite strongly in the second half of the session. It's now pushing up towards that 3700 level. There is a for the fib scholars, there is I think an important level in here at 78% of this little pullback, which is about 3710. So I think if we can get through 3710, 3712, then we can certainly push much higher here. So the trends are in place. There's no doubt that the move is significantly overbought, but it looks to me as if the shorts are going to get burnt once more. Certainly those shorts that shorted this low yesterday, in fact, were burnt big time. They're now sweating big losses. I think that quite a few of the short stops will be above those highs a few days ago, and if we break that level, then those shorts, in fact, are all going to have to cover, and that will push the market significantly higher. So reasonably bullish with this stimulus package that has been announced. I'll leave that for your own reading. I'm still holding all the positions that I've spoken about. I haven't got out of any yet. Now, these positions are leverage positions for me. I use the term spread bet. For those of you listening in the US, a spread bet, apart from the legalese, is a single stock future, if you can think about it like that, a single stock future. These are leveraged about 5 to 1, and leverage positions I'm very careful with, because if they're going your way, they're bloody marvelous, and if they're not going your way, they are very difficult indeed. So apps has been great, and look at the fundamentals on apps. The VectorVest fundamentals: RV 1.74, RS 1.27. so we have a share that's going to go earnings at 50% next year. So wonderful growth fundamentals and great safety fundamentals as well. That's a really good place to be. AMD's exactly the same. Adobe exactly the same. So those are most of those are well in the money. I think that I will bank those before the holiday. If you're holding the share outright, that's a completely different game, folks. So in your own trading plan, before you get into a position, you need to know exactly when you're going to get out. So I think that I'm going to get rid of those positions, put the money in the bank, and think again in 2021. There were lots of trades in 2020. There'll be lots of trades in 2021. The market is certainly not going away. So before we go anywhere else, let's have a look at gold. And that's the gold market, folks. That's what it did yesterday. And it sold off with the stock market, and it didn't right itself in the same way as the stock market. So we have this outside day, which was also a long-legged doji, I believe they call it. But I think, folks, if you're not in the gold market, wait for it to move above yesterday's high. I've noted over the years that a doji can be both a reversal pattern and a continuation pattern. If we got a close above the high of the doji, that would be powerful confirmation that this trend that I'm personally betting on is about to establish itself. So likewise, a close below the low of yesterday, and we're probably going to see a pushback to make a double bottom, even under the most positive circumstances, at the previous low. So if you're not in a gold stock, and just remember, gold stocks are not for the faint-hearted. They have got a temper on them. If you're not in gold stocks, I wouldn't bother until you see it actually breaking above that 1907 level where the gold market got to momentarily yesterday. I'm holding two gold stocks, both in the UK, Polymetal and Pan-African Resources. And Polymetal's just about at the money, and Pan-African results, Pan-African is slightly in the money, not much. Okay, so if we now have a look at the UK portfolio, that's the UK market, folks, and again we see this mega overbought situation. MTI coming off a little bit and showing a little bit of divergence. If we have a look at the market, this is the DEW. Let me put on the market timing. And we can see, rid of the RT, give us a bit more screen space. We can see this divergence between the price. And we've also got this on the American market as well, but this is starting to become significant in the UK market. So we have to worry, we have to worry that both these markets are in a mega overbought situation. And although they're probably fine for swing trades, the risk to reward for position trades is not great, and I think there's probably more in this market, folks, but I think certainly if you see some swing trades over a few days, you can certainly take them, but this divergence and a little bit of divergence in the buy-sell ratio as well, or as Dr. DeLeo calls it, the canary, but the divergence on the MTI starting to get into the guts of a month now, starting to become quite serious. I'm holding lots of positions in the UK. They're unleveraged positions, which means I own the shares, and I'm a little less stressed about those than I would be if it's a 5-to-1 leverage position. GB Group is great. It looks as if it's got great guns, and we've got again this wonderful mixture, which is not that easy to find in the UK, of really strong growth and safety at the same time. So Team 17 has got that as well. Sylvania Platinum has got that as well, and lo and behold, those are the shares that are at the top of the pile. Lion Trust came back yesterday and it hit a sell recommendation, and I just want to chart it now to have a look. It came back very strongly, and as you can see, it's right at these lows now. I haven't done anything with it because I think that in a very, very bad day yesterday, and thinking is dangerous, of course, in a very bad day yesterday, that it was bid at those lows and it's come right there. So my strategy with Lion Trust is that long as it holds above yesterday's low, I'm okay to keep it. The last time I looked, it was at about 12.50. And that's the same situation as we had on Avon, where in fact based on news, it actually gapped out of that low. We don't need another one of those in a week. But at market tops, these bits of bad news tend to come. And if we have a look at Lion Trust, as you can see, over a 5-year period, the earnings per share hasn't gone wrong. But this just doesn't look great here, does it? So it's got to get through that level. That £14 level, and it's been struggling at that £14 level most of the year. Slightly higher than the February high, but if it has to go, it has to go, in the same way as Avon went. Those of you that are still holding Avon, it's still holding at that £31 level. I think history will probably conclude that was probably a really great place to buy into it, and I'll certainly be looking at it very closely come the new year. But I'm not going to take any new positions now before the new year, but I'll be watching Lion Trust very carefully indeed. The UK portfolio needs a major shake-up. I've probably been holding the shares too long, I've probably been focusing on the move in the US, which certainly the strength and the magnitude of the move I haven't seen since 1998, 1999. It's just been an incredibly good year spread betting in the US market. So just remember, Americans, the word spread bet is largely, apart from the legalese, it's a single stock future on the share, where you can, if you think the share is rising, you can buy it. If you think the share is going to fall, well, you can sell it short. And the counterparty is the spread betting company, and most of those are FTSE 250 companies, very large organizations. It's unique to the UK. So folks, this will be the last one of these that I'm doing before the holiday. I would like to take this opportunity to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. There won't be a VectorVest Q&A on the 28th, but we'll be back in full harness on Monday the 4th of January, and I'm going to do I'll do videos next week, which VectorVest will send out. So I'll do a video next Monday or Tuesday, and again before New Year. Okay, so take care of yourselves, have a great time, stay safe, stay away from this darn virus that's making our lives a misery, and I wish you all the very, very best for 2021. Bye bye.